Just about 3 years ago, I started working on the Astral Destiny, and the initial idea for it was just a series of modulated reverbs. And there was a couple octave settings on it, and those were pretty much my favorite settings. They became my favorite settings over time, I guess I would say. So decided to pull those out and kind of explore it a little bit more. And it eventually turned into what it is today, just a lot of different modulated octave reverbs. So the Astral Destiny is an octave reverb pedal with 8 different modes, 8 different presets, user assignable expression control with tails or no tails operation, should you choose, and a really cool stretch function. I would say that the first version of the pedal, I think I got it to a point where I thought it was completed, and we actually almost released it about 2 years ago, and then at the last minute I decided, you know what, I think I need to work on this a little bit more. There could be a lot cooler, a lot more cool things we could do with this. And I'm very happy that I decided to wait. In addition to, diving harder into the octave settings, all the presets and the cool stretch feature and the assignable expression control, a lot of that stuff came within the last year. A lot of, wouldn't it be cool if situations. And my assistant, Matt, was really instrumental in all of the programming for that. And I believe he even came up with the idea of the adjustable stretch. So that was really helpful. And I mean, this was also the first real major project that Matt and I worked on together, and he put a lot of work into it.
Okay, so we're currently at my house right now, but this is also where my guitar amp is, and it's where I keep my workstation. It allows me to just easily play with some breadboards here, mess around with the design, plug it into the amp, which is probably out of frame, but is right over there, and can just start playing right away. My official title with EarthQuaker is Design Engineer. Jamie is obviously an absolute wizard when it comes to analog electronics. And he brought me on about 2 years ago to work with the digital side of things.
Little Prez, that's what we call him.
Yes, Jamie does have a nickname for me. That would be Little Prez.
What you gotta explain that? I've never heard it.
Little Prez. Matt and I work in my office together, and I think Sam, who works in shipping, started calling him Little Prez, which I really like. I've never actually called Matt Little Prez to his face, but I do refer to him as Little Prez when I talk to other people.
Little Prez.
Little Prez. Little Prez, Big Prez. He's like the shorter, like friendlier, younger, always positive version of myself.
It was a lot of fun working with Jamie on this. Honestly, I feel like this is the first pedal that him and I have worked on together where it really felt like a big collaboration start to finish. Some of the other ones that I've worked on had already been at least started before I joined. But for this one, I was there from the beginning. It initially just started off with Jamie saying, hey, I got couple of cool reverb programs for our audio processor chip. Let's see what we can do with it, and went from there.
My first favorite feature is you can assign the expression control to length, depth, rate, tone, or mix. And you do that just by plugging in an expression control, putting it toe down, and turning one of the controls, whichever control you want to assign to it. And then it's just automatically mapped to the expression control. You can start using it. Another favorite feature of mine is the ability to go from a live mode to a preset mode without having to bend down and touch the pedal. And you just do that by holding down the activate switch when the effect is in use, and it will take you to whatever preset you have stored in one of the 8 slots on the preset control down there. So right now I have it in live mode. It's set on the Abyss setting with the expression control mapped to the depth, and then the preset is in Astral mode, and I have the expression control mapped to mix. So you can do like So another favorite feature of mine is the stretch feature, which when you activate it, it makes the reverb length twice as long, and you also get an octave shifting effect every time you tap the switch. And instead of tapping it, you can also hold it down and it will do a pitch bend. The length of the pitch bend can be adjusted too by holding down the stretch and turning the length. Clockwise longer, counterclockwise shorter, and it comes preset in the middle, but I'll set it to the longest length. Another cool thing about the stretch feature is that you can kind of play it like an instrument, you know. And there's a certain point where you can hold it and let go and it will snap back up or down to pitch, which is a cool feature too. So that's sick, right?
Some of my favorite things about this pedal, I think, might be the stretch function on it. It's just more fun to play with than I honestly care to admit to. That, and I also think that being able to save the presets on it is super useful. And on top of that too, just the sound of this pedal, all the different modes that you can get into, I think just sound so good.
There's a lot of effort put in to make it, you know, a performance-based pedal. There's a lot of features that the user can adjust and save, but there's no screens, there's no menu diving to it. You can access presets just by holding down the activate foot switch without having to bend down and turn controls. You know, being able to assign the expression control to any of the panel controls really makes it so you can make adjustments on the fly without having to bend over or stop playing. You know, just having that stretch function there and allowing the user to hold it down or just tap it on and off. You can create your own modulation on the fly. So there's a lot of thought put into how it would work in a performance situation. People are going to lose a lot of hours to this pedal. I'm excited to see what people come up with.